can't hear you at all, brother. Can you turn my mic up or however? All right, that's better. Can I get you? Not my headphones.
Oh, can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay. Switch longer spot. Sorry, my bad. Let's say 2 minutes, 10 seconds for this. Or sorry, 2 hours. Okay. Ready to go when you are.
Let's go. That's right. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on kaoticradio.us. I should say that so we don't confuse people. We've been kaoticradio.com for the last 5 years. This microphone smells funny too, by the way, just so you know.
I don't know who's been on that, but yeah.
Yeah, man, we need to have some oral hygiene classes here. I really shouldn't say that either, though. The reason why I wasn't here last week is because I got my teeth pulled out, finally, wisdom teeth. I was at work, and is a YouTube thing on now?
Yeah, both changed the thing on. The
Okay.
Title for Jeff Janky.
I got a... Huh. I'll have you help me figure this thing out. I'm not computer literate. Anyway, people, so yeah, that's what happened to yours truly this past week. I was at work, and one of my wisdom teeth had a filling in it from when I was a kid, and the filling came out, and my tooth broke in half. And, dude, I don't know, man, if you've ever had a toothache in your life, brother, but good God, man. I had to drive back to my office and find out where to go to the dentist because I hadn't been in a while. It's kind of gross to say, but it's the truth. And the pain just started shooting up into my face and into my brain. I was getting dizzy. I wanted to throw up. I had like orthopedic surgery like last Tuesday, so you can see my face right now. That's why it's still a little lumped up here on the side. Take it from me, man. Go to the fucking dentist. You start getting some tooth pain, don't put it off like an idiot like me. I'm not scared of a lot of things, dude, but I'm not a big fan of the dentist, and so I put that off for way too long. But I'm back, people. Thanks for tuning in. Don't have a whole lot planned for today's show. Like I said, I've been down and out for a little while. I did get dressed up for you guys, though. You like that? Does it look nice? I got this nice $70 shirt. Now, I say that, but I'm not stupid. I don't pay $70 for a shirt. It's ridiculous. I got this at the swap meet, still new in the box. Orale. Christmas is coming, people. Again, here's some good advice from Ryan. Go to the dentist, and then if you need presents, go to the swap meet. You can get all sorts of cool shit there. That's what's been going on. Anyway, B's not here with me in studio today. We got Hef here. What's going on with you, brother?
Not much. Just a normal Sunday.
Just a normal Sunday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in and filling in and hanging out with me here. I'm just going to talk some rock and roll with you guys. I'm going to spin some records for you. Next week, I might not be here next week again. I'm doing some stuff with the kids. I'm going to take the kids out to Knott's Berry Farm or something. I don't know. Do people anywhere else besides California know what Knott's Berry Farm is?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's somewhere outside.
Well, I mean, you think like Magic Mountain, the Six Flags, everybody knows that shit, right? And Disneyland's right here, in Anaheim, about, 30, 40 minutes away.
I thought it was out here, and I'm reached out maybe Midwest, I think. I don't remember.
I don't think anybody... Well, anyway, Knott's Berry Farm is just another amusement park, just like the big one, so now you know what I'm doing. Don't come down there and find me and stalk me. If I've wronged you in another life, just wait and we'll see each other somewhere at a show. That was weird. That was a weird segue. My condolences to everybody in the punk rock world. We lost a hero recently. died of a heart attack. Pete Shelley, I think he died at 63, was the lead singer of the Buzzcocks. That was a very influential band on myself personally. I think, well, I know that the Buzzcocks influenced a huge number of bands. A couple of weeks ago, I had one of my kids in here, and we were talking about songs that we listen to when we're feeling a certain kind of way. And I think the Buzzcocks' best-known song is "Ever Fallen in Love." Have you ever heard that, Hev?
Not off the top of my head, no.
All right. Well, that's what I'm here for, brother. We're going to get you some education. Dutchie, my brother, the punk rock DJ, he had a tribute show. I'm sure will be replayed again for the Buzzcocks. But I didn't just want to play a bunch of Buzzcocks songs and just do a whole tribute to the Buzzcocks. I wanted to pick a couple songs that really spoke to me. Well, the first one anyway. The other one's gonna be a little weird. But "Ever Fallen in Love," the lyrics, man, are just brilliant. Have you ever fallen in love with someone that you shouldn't have fallen in love with? That's it. That's the chorus line. And I can remember breaking up with girls, when I was a lot younger, and just being depressed, man, and listening to that song and just crying and just being a little bitch. That's a song I listened to when I was depressed after a bad breakup. Do you ever have a song like that, Hef? Do you ever listen? Is there something like that? You look like a lady killer.
Nah, not really. But I mean, there's one kind of friend of benefits thing ended. That's it was Nancy Nils something.
Say that again. What friends with benefits thing ended?
Yeah, it just went badly.
Okay, went badly.
My mistake was I did that with someone I had a crush on. Lesson learned in life: never do that shit.
All right.
And it was Something I Can Never Have by Nancy Nails. I couldn't listen to that for like maybe 10 years after because it just reminded me. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, let's do this. Let's raise a toast, a beer. If you guys, some of you guys are sitting around on Sunday watching NFL football, probably drinking anyway. Let's do that. Let's start the show with a tribute to one of the greatest bands of all time, the Buzzcocks. Here's "Ever Fallen in Love." You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on kaoticradio.us.
You stir my natural emotions. You make me feel under the hood, and I'm hurt. And if I start a commotion, I run the risk of losing you, that's worse. Ever fall in love with someone, ever fallen in love with someone, ever fallen in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. I can't see much of the future unless we find out what's to blame. What a shame. We won't be together much longer unless we realize that we are the same. Ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. You disturb my natural emotions. You make me feel under the hood, and I'm hurt. Start a commotion, I'll only end up losing you, and that's worse. Ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. Ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with.
There you go. Rest in peace, Pete Shelley. I'm sitting here trying to type out shit on my phone. I hate social media. I'm gonna make a big flyer for the show. So if you see me looking down, um, that's what I'm doing right now. I see people are starting to tune in. Appreciate that. Like I said, dressed up for you. Look at the nice shirt that I got over the swap meet. It's nice too because this is the first time that I've ever found a shirt that's got an interchangeable collar. This collar actually comes off, and I can change it color. It said, depending on what mood you're in, is what it said on the box. So, Black Lung Show. Here's the black collar, popping collars. Which reminds me, that's who is it? Who sings that song? Because this is going into left field. Who sings that song? I'm popping some tags. I only got $20 in my pocket. You know what I'm talking about, dude, right? It's the white rapper, dude.
Oh, Macklemore. Right?
There you go,
Yeah.
Macklemore. I actually don't hate that song, but anyway, I'm not going to play that for you. I'm going to play you another Buzzcock song because, again, we are remembering the life of Pete Shelley, lead singer, passed away this past week of a heart attack, age 63. This one is a little bit different. This is not a song that I'd listen to when I'm sad. This is just a cool song. Anyway, I'm not going to be talking too much. Normally, I interview bands on the show. And like I said earlier, with having my tooth pulled out, two of them actually were like, oh, let's grab the other one since your wisdom teeth never got pulled out. Fuck, man. We're going to play a song called Orgasmatic, and this is, again, the Buzzcocks. Thanks for everybody that's listening to the Black Lung Show. I was posting it up online. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you if you're already listening. But yeah, for right now, kaoticradio.us. We're on YouTube. I got the camera right here in my face. And actually, the way the microphone's positioned, you can't really see my cheek, Let's see. See, it's all kind of puffed up there. It's from getting teeth ripped out of my skull. Maybe we should have played Skulls by the Misfits. Anyway, we're going to play the Buzzcocks for you again. Once again, rest in peace, Pete Shelley. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on kaoticradio.us.
Well, you tried it just for once, found it alright for kicks. But now you find out that it's a habit that sticks, and you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. Sneaking in the back door with dirty magazines. So your mother wants to know what all the stains on the jeans. And you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. You get in the heat, you get in that salt, but you still keep it beating. You meet your pulp, and you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. You're a Casanova, you're a no Joseph Bitter. Live on a fucking yourself to death. Orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. You're making out with school kids, winos and heads of state. You've even made it with a lady who puts a little plastic warnings on the Christmas cakes. Butchers, assistants and bellhops, you've had them all here and there. Children of God and the joy strings, international women with no any hair. Ooh, so early you're asking in an alley and your voice ain't steady. The sex mechanics are off, you're more than ready. You're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. Johnny won't fuck you always and always. He's got the energy, he will amaze. He's an orgasm addict. He's an orgasm addict. He's always at it. He's always at it. And he's an orgasm addict. He's an orgasm addict.
All right, we're back. That was Orgasm Addict by the Buzzcocks. Again, I'm still posting on my social media sites, The Black Lung Show. I didn't get a chance to do that before I drove over here. It's been a weird week, man. It's been a really weird week. We've been dealing with a lot of social workers and county workers that are not very helpful. If anyone's ever had to deal with child protective services and stuff like that. It's not an easy thing to go through. We've got one. We're trying to do a lot of things for the foster kids that we raise. And again, for the people that are watching on on YouTube, God bless you. You're just looking at my ugly mug, drinking a beer, and playing punk rock music. I promise you, people, though, I've got some bands lined up. I was doing that every single week for a while, but just like I said earlier, things get hectic. If you're just tuning in, we were just playing a couple of tracks by the Buzzcocks. Pete Shelley died, lead singer, age 63. I got to see the Buzzcocks a couple of years ago in Chicago at Riot Fest. And my wife was bringing it up to me, and she was saying something along the lines of, we saw a lot of cocks. All right, that's what I said. We saw a lot of cocks. Because we saw the Buzzcocks, and we saw Cockspar. Cockspar is another great band. Maybe we'll play some of that stuff a little bit later for you guys. And then I think another band. It's a lot of cocks, man. So anyway, like I was saying before, I'm still not totally healed up from having teeth yanked out of my head. By the way, do that when you're younger. Don't do it in your 40s. I called the office because the right side of my face, I look like fucking Quasimodo. And I was talking to one of the secretaries there. And I was telling her, it's still in a lot of pain. And my face is all fucked up looking. And she's like, well, sir, you're not 16 anymore. Oh, thank you. Thanks, young lady. I'm turning 42 on Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm glad that she was able to remind me of my old age. Anyway, let's play a song by my favorite band. Since I got teeth yanked out of my skulls, here's Skulls by the Misfits. You're listening to the Black Lung Show on kaoticradio.us.
I want your soul. I need your soul. I want your soul. I need your soul. Demon I am and face I feel. This gets an inside out though. Gotta have you on my roll. Gotta have you on my roll. I want your soul. I need your soul. I want your soul. I need your soul. Collect the heads of little girls and put them on my wall. Axe the heads of little girls and put them on my wall. I want your soul. I need your soul. I want your soul. I need your soul. I want your soul. I need your soul. I want your soul. I need your soul.
That was Skulls by the Misfits. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on kaoticradio.us. That's really weird for me to say, man. I really want to get this app back, or our website back up. We're having some issues with it lately. Since we switched stations from Rancho Cucamonga over here to Montclair, it's been a little bit weird. But we're working on it, right? We've got a crack squad running 24/7 in here. I'm kidding. But
we're working on it,
I know. I appreciate that. Just, we put in a lot of hard work over the years and gaining fans and listeners all over the world. That, I'm not sure how many people know that. I mean, obviously, we can see that there's not a lot of people listening in right now. There are some, and I appreciate that. So I'm waving to you. Thank you very much for listening. I'm not sure how entertaining it is just watching me drink a tall can of beer and talk about punk rock on a Sunday afternoon is. I promise you it'll be a little bit more fun when I bring the bands back in and we start promoting more shows. The compilation record from my record label First Off Records with my partner Lauren. That should be that. Well, we have the list of bands. We're putting it all. We're just getting everything together, working on the artwork and getting plans for distribution. We should have CDs for sure, and we definitely want to press some vinyl. So we're looking into that. But in the beginning of the year, we should have our first compilation album out. So with that being said, there's a compilation album that I just picked up. Now this one's a really, really interesting album. This is the only thing I think I thought of that's kind of cool for YouTube. I was recently in Austin, Texas, and I was record shopping, and I picked up this compilation album. It's called Charred Remains. It's just got a big giant mountain of skulls on it. Right? That's beautiful. There's no way that I'm not going to buy an album if you just cover it in a bunch of skulls. You know, that's... Hey, we just played the Misfits Skulls on an album. Look at that. Look at that. That was corny. I apologize. Anyway, so I'm looking at the back, right? And when I'm picking up comps, and I'm still from the old school, man. I love compilation albums because the whole reason I do the Black Lung show is to play music from bands that you may not have heard of. And I get to discover bands and interview bands and play their music, stuff that probably wouldn't have gotten played before. Granted, I do interview some of the, some more famous bands, and that's just super fun for me. I can't even believe it. It's been less than a year, and I had the Weirdos in studio here, right before one of the shows, and it's kind of like the same thing with the Buzzcocks. The Buzzcocks, actually, I was talking to them. And they had agreed to come on the Black Lung show in studio on a tour probably about 2.5 years ago. But obviously that's not going to happen now. Anyway, the compilation album is an older one, which is rad. I love older punk. It just sounds different. It's just cool. And so when I was looking at this list of bands, there's not a lot of them that I recognize, but there is a couple. One definitely from out here in California, Sin 34. Unfortunately, their singer passed away. I think a few months ago I saw that, and I did get a chance to play with them once, many years ago. So I saw that, and then of course, look, you got Husker Du on here. And a band called The Misguided, which is funny because the one thing about being a musician in a band is always trying to find a name that nobody has, right? And so the guy, Josh Macho Camacho, my bass player in my band, was in another band called The Misguided, and they still play once every blue moon, right? And I used to play with them too, not in the band, but my band and their band played. And so there was a band from the 80s called Misguided, and I think they're from the East Coast. And then, anyway, so this album is really, really cool looking because it's a double album. And then on top of that, check this out. This is actually really, really cool that I dig. Look, you don't see this anymore. This is the insert that came with the album, kind of like almost like a fanzine. So it's got all the information about all the different bands. I'm going to play something. I'm going to read it to you. I think that this will be kind of fun. Something that you guys can actually enjoy with me on YouTube, since there's nobody in studio here with me. And it tells you what order they're in, and then it also goes down and gives. Actually, wow! Look at this. You think I probably would have read this before I came on the air? There's some interviews in here, and then all the lyrics from all the bands. You remember this, guys? Look at that. Pictures of Ronald Reagan, and then just scenes of horrible shit. A band called Rebel Truth, and there's a woman looking down at someone that's obviously dead. Probably got killed in war. Punk rockers love that shit. Here's Sin 34. Yeah, it was Julie that passed away. That's right. And they've got all of They've got all sorts of photos and cutaways. There's a band called Dogs of War. Here's Misguided. Yeah, New York City. Vocalist is Riz. I love cool punk rock names like that. Hey, how you doing? I'm Riz. I'm from the Misguided. There's no escape. Now it's too late. Doomsday is coming. It's your fate. Those are fucking punk rock lyrics right there, man. Anyway, so why don't we spin some vinyl? You can hear it now. And look at the back, too. The first band, let's see. Let's see if we can figure this out. I think the first band is a band called Void from Maryland. I'm not really familiar with Void. Like I said, I bought the album because of Sin 34 and a couple other bands that I do know. But I get to discover this right here along with you guys. So, again, the vinyl that I picked up, this is an old compilation double album called Charred Remains. And I'm going to spin a few songs in a row, all right? So this way you don't have to hear me talking. We can listen to some good punk rock together and we can discover it together. So, first band is Void from Maryland. So, let me grab the needle. Here's the best, sexiest sound in the world. Oh, I love that. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I see that we're getting some more watchers. If you guys are just tuning in, we were playing some Buzzcocks earlier. We'll be back. We got some good news and some more good music coming up. Here's Void. Oops. That went smoothly. Anyway, that's the compilation Charred Remains. The first two songs you heard were by a band called Void from Maryland, and the last one was from Husker Du. I wonder if I'm pronouncing that right. You ever done that? You ever see weird-ass band names? I mean, I've been listening to the band forever, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Maybe I'm right. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm saying it incorrectly. So, yeah, double album, Charred Remains. I bought it at a record store a couple months ago in Austin, Texas, a place called the End of an Ear. Not era, just an end of an ear. So maybe someone got in a fight with Mike Tyson and got the shit chomped off or something. I don't know. What are you going to do? Anyway, so earlier in the show, I was playing some Buzzcocks. Again, rest in peace, Pete Shelley. But I did have some good news for you. Today is a friend of mine's birthday. Another well-known punk rock musician. been in a lot of bands. Too many to name. But the main two that you would probably recognize are Christian Death and the Adolescents. So today is Rick Agnew's birthday. So I'm going to play a couple of songs. The first song is just an old school one because I love this song. I actually got to sing it with Casey Royer one time, which was actually pretty neat. I was arm in arm with him singing this about 3 or 4 years ago. And just one of my favorite all-time songs. They are back, by the way, playing. Casey Royer and Rick Agnew are playing in the Radolescents together. It's all, I think it's Frank Agnew Jr., Rick Agnew, and then I forget the other guys' names, but they are playing as the Radolescents right now. You can catch them on tour. They're going on a U.S. tour right now. They're going to be playing in Yucca Valley with some of our friends' bands from First Off Records coming up. I don't have the date. I'll probably look it up while we're playing some of the songs. Oh, what's up, kid? My sister Manita is watching us on YouTube. Hello. I love you. Oh, real quick before we play Amoeba, that just reminds me of a story. Something else I've been doing since I've been gone from the show for a little bit. I took my sister and my wife and a couple of kids, along with my guitar player from Something Ferocious and his wife and kids, and we went to the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, and we watched the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You ever seen that shit, Hef?
No, but I've heard of it.
Dude, it is weird. It's weird. For everybody that's never heard of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, let me break it down for you. It's a bunch of really crazy old cats that look like they're trapped in the 1980s, and they're playing Christmas music with an amazing light show. The light show was great, and the musicianship was great. They were all amazing musicians, but it's like a heavy metal Christmas. Really weird. They're looking to the crowd and shouting, like we're there to, see, I don't want to say a real band, but, doing, well, I don't know if they did the horns up. Probably not the horns up during a Christmas song. But definitely headbanging and shouting to the crowd, like, come on, let me hear you, and everyone, trying to get everybody involved in it. And I'm like, you guys are playing Christmas songs, dude. This ain't that tough. And then they had the audacity to make the show 3 fucking hours. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like even my favorite band for 3 hours. You know what I mean? 3 hours, dude, that's like a goddamn Lord of the Rings movie or something. They're not even that long. So we made it about an hour. It was fun for the kids. They got to see the lights that are pointing, and they really had a spectacular show, You had a bunch of lifts, and the guitar player and the violinist were up on these lifts and kind of like swinging around, and it's very theatrical. So if you love Christmas music and heavy metal, and this is right up your alley, especially if you like sitting still for like 3 hours straight, fucking knock yourself out. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Anyway, enough with that Christmas shit. Here's Amoeba by the Adolescents. You're listening to the Black Lung Show on Kaotic Radio.
We are scientists in our lab, looking through the microscope. The little glass eyes, they never lie. How can this fall my cope? I've never seen anything like it before. This amoeba's got a mind of its own. But don't turn your back to stupid science world. This is reaching for the telephone. self creature who wants something, hardly knows it's alive. You're better off dead if you only knew your growing life's taking a dive. I've never seen anything like it before. This amoeba's got a mind of its own. But don't turn away, you stupid science work. This is reaching for the telephone.
All right, happy birthday, Rick Agnew. You know, I'm looking at the YouTube thing, and of course my sister's here sending me some horns up. I love you, kid. Thanks for listening. Hey, Hef, what's going on with this shit, dude? There's Sandy's Insights, Married Men, Why Are You In? And then it just drops off. I'm tempted to click on it and see what it's talking about. Some chick that's sitting here in the studio.
It's what the hip hop crew Bernard has.
The what now?
The hip hop crew, that's one of the stations we're launching, the Trenches. That's one of the shows on there.
And what's it called?
Sandy's Highlights, and I think their station would be called the Trenches. I want to say.
And what's the show about?
I think it's her views and mixed with like plain hip hop, from what I understand.
Ah, it's got 253 views.
That's not bad.
No, that's pretty good. Well, that's hip hop. I mean, everybody likes hip hop. Nobody likes punk rockers anymore.
Apparently,
that's rude, man. Well, anyway, I still like punk rockers. So, I was talking about Rick Agnew having his birthday today. If you look up Rick Agnew on Facebook, you can find him. Hopefully, he'll friend you. He's doing this thing too right now where he was asking people don't post up on his wall because he's tired of getting those those announcements. I'd like it's only one time a year. Tell me happy birthday. It's cool. But he's doing one of these things too where are you on social media on Facebook?
Yeah, I am.
Have you noticed this ridiculous fucking trend of everybody when they have a birthday they want you to contribute to some sort of organization or something?
It's beginning of my nerves. I mean, first I'm like, okay, I understand that, but it's like one pops up another. I'm like, I just see like maybe somebody donated $40. I'm like, really?
Well, dude, I mean, it's like, okay, I threw a benefit show and try to raise money for autism, or no, I didn't do autism. What did I do? Mental health. I guess that can maybe fit together. But I want people to come out to the shows and support and watch the bands and all that stuff, not sit back all lazy, dude, and just click on a button and donate. Now, I do that too, and I've done that for floods and the fires and all the shit that global warming's happening. I'm sorry, not global warming, climate change. I've done that, and I've done benefit shows. I played benefit shows with my band for these organizations. But what's frustrating, dude, is that I was saying earlier, I'm in my 40s now. I've still got friends from high school that I talk to, but not a lot. And I do get to meet a lot of people from doing this radio show. But on social media, man, I've got it's not something to brag about in the first fucking place, but I've got well over 1,000 friends. I don't know half these fucking people, right? And then every single day there's somebody new popping up going, hey, donate to this cause. I don't got that kind of money, man. I'm not donating money for everybody's birthday. There's 4 or 5 people having a birthday every single day. On my birthday, no one's going to come because it's on Super Bowl Sunday. So I don't got nothing to worry about there. But in the future, maybe my 43rd or 44th birthday, definitely I'll have a party for my 50th if I make it that long. We'll throw a show. So just come out and have a beer and watch us. So anyway, back to Rick Agnew. I get off topic a lot. Rick Agnew, like I was mentioning earlier, not only was he in Christian Death and The Adolescents, he was also in Poop and Wrong Beach. And then he had his own band, the Rick Agnew Band, which were actually guests here in studio. And his new music, man, and this is pretty recent. You can probably find the episode on YouTube. I'm not sure. I don't ever go back and watch myself. Like I said, this is a weird thing to me, having a camera really close to my face. I have a band behind me or a band in front of me. Shit. But Rick Agnew, the Rick Agnew Band, is with him and Jatan Damone, and I forgot the other guy's name. I'm sorry, man. There's so many guys that come in here, I can't remember everybody's names. But I found a couple of tracks that we played on the episode, and so you can go if you want to listen to the Buzzcocks. Please, do that. Listen to the tribute show that Dutchie put together. I'm sure he'll be replaying that. Make sure to stay tuned on the station. He's also got his great series too on the history of David Bowie. I think he just did like episode 5 or something like that. He was playing even songs from the movie Labyrinth, and a lot of stuff that he said he hadn't heard, from like the late 70s into the 80s. So there's tribute shows that Dutchie's done, which has got a lot more music from the Buzzcocks and from David Bowie. Check those out. But for right now, to celebrate my friend's birthday, Rick Agnew, turning 60 today. It's amazing. I picked a couple of tracks. Why don't you go ahead and play one for us, Hef? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I only have one Adolescence track you gave me.
No, not the Adolescents. I mean,
the other
the other two, the Rick Agnew. This is the Rick Agnew Band.
Yeah, I got Catfight. I Can't Change the World, I think.
Yeah, that one.
I Can't Change the World?
Okay. You're listening to the Black Lung Show live on kaoticradio.us. This is the Rick Agnew Band. Happy birthday, Rick. Love you, buddy. And here we go. Maybe.
We can change it together. They got a machine, got a killing machine. The genocide kind, yeah, you know what I mean. We're gonna take it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get our hands on the master plan. Trash it quick now, any way we can. We're gonna break it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Smash the mirrors and strip all the gears. Start the smiles and stumble the tears. We're gonna break it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Through that door, what the hell are we waiting for? They got a machine, got a killing machine. The genocide kind, yeah, you know what I mean. We're gonna take it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get our hands on the master plans. Trash it quick now, any way we can. We're gonna break it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Flush the mirrors and strip all the gears. Start the smiles and stop all the tears. We're gonna make it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Through that door, what the hell are we waiting for? I can't change the world, but maybe we can change it together. I can't change the world, but maybe we can change it through that door. What the hell are we waiting for? Gather up, gather round. Common cause, common ground. Offer ashes through that door. What the hell are we waiting for? What the hell are we waiting for? Come on, change the world. But baby, we can change it together. I can change the world. But baby, we can change it together. I can change the world. But baby, we can change it together. I can change the world. But baby, we can change it together. Say, I can change the world. But baby, we can change it together. Say, I can change the world. But baby, we can change it together.
That was the Rick Agnew Band. You're listening to the Black Lung Show on kaoticradio.us. Still weird for me to say that. Hopefully we get that back up to the kaoticradio.com. Anyway, it's Sunday afternoon. We were playing some Buzzcocks earlier for well, in remembrance of Pete Shelley, who passed away earlier this week. Right now, we just finished playing The Adolescents, Amoeba. We're celebrating Rick Agnew's birthday today. That was his own band, the Rick Agnew Band. Great album, just came out. Pick it up. It's on vinyl, too, so that's great. So speaking of vinyl, I'm going to spin some more for you because I'm running out of time. I'm not going to do 2 hours of show and bore you all with just me only. I'll play a little bit more music for you. But the other thing I was thinking about, too, is that, with me playing songs like Skulls by the Misfits and Amoeba by the Adolescents, I mean, those are punk rock classics. Maybe I take it for granted. I don't know. I think, that's on everybody's playlist. Everyone has that. I could be completely wrong, especially, with millennials nowadays. I've shared a story a number of times over the years about how when I hire new guys at my regular day job, and they ask me about punk rock, and, I don't name bands, like Misfits or, the Pistols or, Richard Hell and the Voidoids. I can go on. I try naming something a little bit more, something a little newer. And even though it's been like 20-something years, like Rancid, I've mentioned that, and they're like, who's that? I'm like, oh, God, you guys are killing me. Or I'll say, punk rock, like Blink-182. I'm like, oh, now I'm going to throat punch you. But if you're listening to the show, I want you guys to discover new stuff. Like we played this brand new, well, new to me, this old 1980s compilation called Charter Mains. We were listening to Void from Maryland and Husker Du. Again, someone correct me if I'm saying that shit wrong. I don't know. I've listened to the band forever. I've never had to fucking pronounce their name. I hate that too. Like, you say a band, you're not saying that guy's name right. I don't know, dude. Never met the motherfuckers. No one corrected me. Anyway, so here, I'm going to totally butcher the shit out of this one now. This is going to be fun. A few years ago, and it's funny too. It was my sister Manaya is listening to the show, and it was actually through a mutual friend. From my birthday years ago that I got this record. I think I could be completely wrong because something is really, really weird looking with his album. I go through my records, people, every single week, and I grab a stack full. I don't even play them all because I start talking too much on the show. But I'll bring out certain records, and a number of years ago, a friend of mine from Pistol Grip gave me some records from some German punk rock bands, and I don't fucking know what they're called at all. And like, here's another prime example. This album that I'm holding up for you guys to see here on YouTube. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. The band's called Heimenglück. That's close. And there's some other shit on there with a question mark above it, like it's a question. Looks like Conan Gerateni Tabenfliegen. I'm supposed to be sounding more angry. Like, isn't German shit always? Doesn't always just sound angry, right? Like Heißen Gassen Flutschen. You know, just maybe they should be punk rock because they're so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Crazy ass angry German people. The only one that, well, except for David Hasselhoff, but fuck it, he drinks, so he's cool. I'm really kidding. I don't like David Hasselhoff. And then here's the best part of this shit, right? So the songs on this album, first one is Cowboys. Okay. And then the next one is Sekuden heißen Schalnell. And then Der Klein Mann and Blumen and then Aquarium. All right. Sure, this is going to be terrible. But then again, I could be wrong because I haven't played this record ever. And throughout the years, some really good friends of mine, I got a stack of vinyl one time of a lot of industrial and gothic music, and I kept some of them. I gave a lot of them to my best friend Frank, so he's listening. What? Maybe Google Translate it later. Nah, it's more fun making up the words myself. We'll figure it out. Look at this happy German lady. She's sitting there, and the album inside the album has got flowers and shit. Look, it's all pretty, you know. So maybe this is like some goth alternative rock. I don't know. It could be some really nasty punk rock. We're all going to find out together. And if someone knows how to speak German, come over here and translate this shit for me on a show one of these days. This happy little album by a band called, Heitengluck. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, so at least I can pronounce the first song. The first song is called Cowboys. Let's see how this goes. All right, so got the album on there. Again, this is by a band I have no idea. I have no idea what we're going to listen to at all. So, by the way, if you start liking this and I don't, I'm going to cut it off. There's that. I'm not really going to apologize. I'm just going to play something better. Let's listen to this together and discover this crazy German shit. And I hope they're not talking about any Nazi bullshit either, because I fucking hate Nazis. So, it's not like I would know, right? Unless it says Hitler or something in the middle of it. But let's check this shit out. You're listening to Black Lung Show. Let's have fun.
Die Welt ist rund und wer zu klein ist, sieht nur Graben. Wer zu klein ist, sieht die Welt wie eine Linie. Nicht sehen, dass du den runden Horizont nicht sehen kannst. Wo ist das Wasser, das dich trägt und das dich um dich legt?
So what do we think, people? What do we think? What do you think, dude?
That was the happiest German I've ever heard.
It was pretty happy, right? I'll give you that. I was expecting something completely different. That was some. Remember, I was saying earlier in the show how the Buzzcocks kind of influence a lot of different bands, and I think the Buzzcocks were one of the first punk bands to make it cool to not be so heavy and so angry, and make love songs or anti-love songs and kind of maybe really influence a lot of pop punk rock. And not a lot of it could pull it off really well. I mean, there you got the Buzzcocks and the Descendants, and not a whole lot else. I mean, you got back. Oh, I'm gonna sound like an old fucker. Back in my day, growing up as a teenager and a young adult in the 90s. The 90s had a lot of pop punk. It was like for some reason just pop punk exploded. But this is weird, man. In a good way though. I didn't hate it. My sister said it sounds like a German version of Blondie mixed with X.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that. It sounded to me like some of a little bit of that. A lot of those Seattle bands, a little bit, right? A little bit of that grunge, Riot Girl,
Kind of like L7 and
sort of like that. Yeah. Like Bikini Kill, maybe
Oh,
a little bit. Anyway, I didn't hate it though. I didn't hate it, and I might actually listen to this again. We'll see. Huh? Maybe I will take my sister's advice and translate that and find out this shit. It's probably could be all happy, and since they're German, I don't know. Maybe they're just like just singing fuck Mexicans, right? And I'm just like, God damn it, dude, you sons of bitches. I'm kidding.
That would be the happiest way to sing that, though.
That would be the happiest way to sing fuck Mexicans. By the way, I'm Mexican, so if you don't like Mexicans, fuck you and don't ever listen to my show again. With that being said, I'm going to end the show now. We're going to take you out. Thanks for everyone that has been tuning in. See more people tune. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just about to go off, but you can rewatch the show. We played some good songs. We played some Buzzcocks. We played a Misfits song here. Played some Adolescents. Spun some records from some old 80s bands. One called Void from Maryland. I'll spin some more records from you. I might not be back next week on next Sunday, but I will be back definitely. I've been getting a lot of emails from a lot of bands. A lot of bands have some new music coming out, and that's what I want to. I want to do that. Like I was mentioning earlier on the show. I just take it for granted that people should have the Misfits and the Adolescents and the Buzzcocks, especially like in their playlist. But maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm helping you discover some older music that you don't listen to. But I definitely want to show you some other cool stuff too. And so anyway, so you guys all know, should know the Adolescents. Rick Agnew is out touring with the Radolescents right now. And go check them out live. They come to a city near you. They're going on tour, so just go look at them. It's like 1 minute to the hour. I'm just going to play out one more song. Again, this is another song off of Rick Agnew's new album that just came out on vinyl. I'm stumbling over my words here. If you want to see the interview that I did with him and the band, I think it's on YouTube here somewhere. Scroll through it. There's a bunch of them. I do know. I will say this: when I interviewed the Weirdos, that one for some reason got taken down from YouTube. That's actually one I did want to go see. When I had one of my favorite bands in the world come in, can't see it. I'll try to find the audio or something. We'll figure out how to play something from it. But anyway, thanks everybody listening. Again, I don't think I'm gonna be back next week. I'll be probably at Knott's Berry Farm with my kids. Like I said, don't meet me there. Just come out to a show, drink a beer with me. Let's have some fun. Got a lot of good stuff coming up in 2019. A lot of the first off bands. In fact, when I get home tonight, both my guitar players are working together, writing songs and fine tuning them, and then they send them over to me, and then I'm working on some lyrics, and I'm really excited. We've been working really hard for the last before I got my fucking teeth yanked out of my head. We have some new music coming out from Something Ferocious this year. We will be back in the studio. We will be playing a lot more shows. In fact, our next show is at the Carmen Bar to celebrate my good friend Ginger's birthday, and that's going to be December 29th. So the Carmen Bar, December 29th, be there. Brooks Bar in Riverside next Saturday on the 15th, Saturday night. It's Punks for Paws, sponsored by First Off Records. A lot of good bands, and it's going to benefit animals. Should probably say something smarter than that. Rescue animals, to be specific. Anyway, Rick Agnew, again, happy 60th birthday from me and everybody at Kaotic Radio, especially the Black Lung Show. I know Dutchie loves you to death. So let's do... This is a song off the album, which is great. Rick's not singing on it. Jatan Damone's singing on it. And this is actually one of my favorite songs. I'm going to dedicate this to my little sister. In case any woman ever, confronts you at the grocery store or some shit, tell her to hold on, break out your phone, play this shit, this song Catfight, and then proceed to whoop her ass. Okay? All right. Any other girl. So there you go. Here's the Rick Agnew Band. The song's called Catfight. Thanks for everybody for listening to the Black Lung Show. I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right?
She tried to scratch my eyes. I'm just trying to walk away. I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Try to make you go the fuck away. Like I made you be a fraud. Like you do about fraud. Where's my keys? Back to gear. Got to get the fuck out of here. Call my doctor, call my mom. This might shouldn't take too long. Just remember, don't pass out. Cause a boot to the face will knock your teeth out. Get back! Get back! Some bitches they get jealous, so just so fucking mean, looking for a fight, blowing off a little steam. Look out for the quiet ones, they will catch you off guard. Wake up in the E-room, or your front yard. Call my doctor, call my mom. This fight shouldn't take too long. Just remember, don't pass out. Boot to the face will knock your teeth out. Get fight! Get fight! Get fight!
Fucking mine!
You know it,
You
right?
fucking slut!
You know it.
You're a fucking bullshitting fucking
You
piece
know.
of fucking shit! Fucking... Fucking hate
She tried to scratch my eyes. I'm just trying to turn and walk away. I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Trying to make you go the fuck away. Looks like there's gonna be a problem. Back your shit up after all. Where's my keys? Back to gear. Got to get the fuck out of here. Call my doctor, call my mom. This fight shouldn't take too long. Just remember, don't pass out. A boot to the face will knock your teeth out.